What's up, everybody? I am Johnny Rizzo. I am with Mama Dukes, and you are listening to Motorcycle Mayhem Radio on WOR710 AM and iHeart Radio. So what's up, Mama?
I'm kind of aggravated, actually.
Oh my God. You're having a rough day today.
I should just go home and go back to bed.
Oh, my God. No, we need you here today.
So can I talk?
Okay, you take the stage. It's all yours, Mama.
Obviously my voice is a little, messed up. So, yeah.
That from screaming at somebody or just
in general.
Mom had a bad day.
I had a bad day. So here I am. I'm very excited to get to the studio.
Yes.
So excited that I called you on the phone. Listen, I'm going to be there an hour early.
Right.
So then we can continue on our day and do our things that we do when we're not working our day jobs.
Right.
So I was very excited about this. I'm like, oh, woohoo, fabuloso. So you're like, oh, I'm at the store. Let me just run home real quick.
Yep.
And I'll meet you at the studio. So stupid me, I bring my cell phone with me in the store. I'm not going to mention the store. I could mention the store, but I'm not.
Nah.
But it's like a big store, and it begins with the letter B.
Yeah.
And rhymes with Washington. So that's all.
Figure that out.
That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, so I'm all excited. I pick up a couple little things that I actually do need.
Okay.
Not whatever. And then I go to get online.
Okay.
And it was the worst experience of my life. I was just very disappointed in retail today. No offense. I understand everybody works really hard. I used to work in retail. I used to work in the catering thing. I know customer service is terrible. It sucks when you have to deal with people.
Especially when you're in a rush.
Well, and I wasn't even in a rush until I finally looked at your phone. After I got off the line I was standing on, because I got on the line at like 5 after 1.
Right.
And I was like, oh, this is great. And now it's 1:45 and the line moved like 4 people.
Oh my God.
Two cashiers. And then finally some guy called the manager and they got 2 other cashiers. And I was like, you know what? I can't. And now I got here on time instead of early. But, I lost an hour of my life I can't get back.
Well, God bless you. Because I would have just left, honestly. I would have been like, you know what? I'll come back another day.
Well, let me tell you how they get you, though. Because I'm a tall woman. I stand 6 feet tall.
Yes, you are.
I'm very tall.
And she got like double D's, guys, just so you know.
I don't go there. Jesus Christ, you're such a sexist pig sometimes.
I am.
But anyway, so I'm pretty well built. But yeah. So I'm 6 feet tall. And now you think the line is short because literally there's 5 people in front of me from what I can see.
Right.
But they have these barrier shelves that are taller than me and you can't see what's going on the other side. So you think you're close to the line till you get around the first wall.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's like 25 more people in front of you. And then there's another wall separating that from there to the cashiers. So, and there's more people on that. So it's like this, S-shaped line. And I was just very disappointed.
That happens.
And my sister loves this store.
Yeah.
And I was so excited. I'm like, oh, let me go to my sister's favorite store and pick up. And I got some really good deals in my hand. I didn't do the shopping cart thing, what I could carry without dropping it on the floor.
Okay.
And I was very happy. And I wasn't even buying stuff for myself. That's the stinky part.
That's the worst part, right?
I was buying stuff for other people.
Ugh.
And I was like, oh, man.
Well, you know what? That's what happens. You know what? Especially, I was at the grocery store with my wife. You called me. So, you know what? All right. I said, you know what? Let me go do this with Mama, do the show, and then, you know what? We can relax. And we're watching the series You Better Call Saul right now. So we're heavily involved with that.
What? Is that what it's called?
You Better Call Saul, yeah. It's like a spin-off of Breaking Bad.
Oh, right. Bad? Oh, you told me about this.
It's an awesome show. But, so when you told me to get here early, so I dropped her off and flew here. I've been here like 45 minutes.
I know. I'm sorry.
We're going to get more back with Mama's great day she's having today. And you are listening to Motorcycle Mayhem Radio. I am Johnny Rizzo. I am with Mama Dukes. And you can find us on motorcyclemayhemradio.com. Check out all our social media. And we're on WOR710 AM and iHeart Radio. And we'll be right back after these messages. Pow!
City workers are struggling, and their union's been letting them down for years. But thanks to a U.S. Supreme Court ruling, civil service workers now have a choice. I can stop my dues and get better protection and benefits for less than I'm paying the union. Go to stopmydues.com to find out more.
Micro DOT helmets weigh less than a bottle of water and are the lightest DOT-approved helmets on the market, available in a variety of styles. Keep your head safe with a lightweight DOT-approved helmet. Visit microdothelmets.com.
All right, and we are back. I am Johnny Rizzo, and I am with Mama Dukes. We are Motorcycle Mayhem Radio. You're listening to us on WOR710 AM and iHeartRadio. So, Mama, I'm sorry you had a bad day.
Yeah, well, it's better now that I'm here in the studio.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
I just got to say that.
I'm glad you're here.
And I know you have someone really cool that you're gonna.
Yes, well, actually, coming up on February 5th, the barbecue. The Red Barn Riders are having a barbecue up at Blackthorne. You know Blackthorne, right?
Yeah,
I love Blackthorne. I think that's a great event, and they're having a barbecue coming up on February 5th, and we're gonna have LJ come on and talk to us about it. LJ, are you with us?
I believe I am.
yes, you are.
There's a little bit of pause, like, oh, did we lose him already?
He's having a bad day like me. It's just one of those days.
Yeah, too bad. Just relaxing.
Yeah.
So, LJ, you are involved with the Blackthorne campground. Am I right?
Well, I'm friends with them. Other than that, I mean, I'm not involved in any like business type of way. I just, I go there, I hang out there, and I'm friends with the owners.
Awesome. So you're having the Red Barn Riders barbecue.
It's the winter barbecue.
It's the winter barbecue.
Yeah, I'm a member of the Red Barn Riders. I'm their public relations officer, and I do a lot of the public relations stuff.
That's awesome stuff. So tell us a little bit about what's going on the 5th there.
Well, the winter barbecue is basically, it's kind of like an idea, like a cabin fever type thing to get people out to do something up in this area. Unfortunately, when it gets cold up here, unless you're a skier or a snowmobiler or something like that, there's not a lot to do. And I am not a skier, so
neither am I.
We decided to put some kind of thing together, and we came up with the idea to do the winter barbecue. I used to do a winter barbecue on Long Island. And we want to keep the tradition going. It was always a great event. We got a band playing. It's called the Meat Chickens, and they are really, really good. They're like a bluegrass, like hillbilly type band. If you got lost in the woods, if you got lost in the woods and all that, and you started hearing these guys play, you might get a little nervous. As long at a party, they're great. As
long as I'm not in the woods and I start hearing banjos, then we're okay.
Yeah, well,
okay.
Yeah, as I'm saying, if you heard these guys playing their music in the middle of the woods, you might get a little nervous. But they are awesome. We went and saw them a couple weeks ago at the Blackthorne, and they really rocked the house. So
I'm looking forward to seeing
them at our party.
I'm looking forward to seeing them too. The Blackthorne is a great place for an event. It's a campground that's totally dedicated to motorcycles. If you've never been to Blackthorne, it's a place you have to go. Especially, when do they have their normal event? Do you know?
Well, they have in September. They have the Catskill Mountain Thunder, which is the bike event. But they do a lot of bike stuff there. They're very biker friendly. But it's a family place too. A lot of people with families go there and they love it. And everybody gets along. There'll be like a mom and pops over here with the kids, and then the 2 campsites down, a bunch of bikers hanging out. And they got the playground and everything. It's a place for everybody. I mean, a lot of people think of it as a biker place because bikers are so welcome there. And the Handel family they all ride, they're all bikers. So,
right, it is a family resort. So I've been there a few times for the Catskill Mountain Thunder, and we stayed. There was like, I guess you would call it like a motel, but it was up on top of the hill. And if you walk down the hill, there was a bar, like a Polish bar, I guess. I don't know if it was well, whatever they were doing. We went there after the event was over, and next thing you know, some 90-year-old guy grabbed me on the dance floor, and I'm doing the polka with him and everybody else. They're like, it was polka. I can't even say it right. Polka night. Polka. I don't even know her. But anyway, So, but it was a lot of fun, and it was a bunch of, it was locals. It definitely was locals. But, here we are, all our hardcore biker friends, and we're down in this bar, and we're pounding them down. Next thing you know, there's Mama Dukes on the dance floor doing the polka with some 90-year-old guy. I had a blast.
That's great.
I actually had a blast. And there was one time we went, and it rained so bad that the whole entire field flooded. And there was water literally and I'm tall. We've, discussed this earlier in the show. It was just below my knees.
Oh my
and
God.
Everybody was the outside bar area. The guys are still sitting in the stools, and we're just, it was the summertime, and it was one of them really bad thunderstorms.
Oh, I can imagine.
But it obviously it couldn't do any of the biker games, but it didn't stop people from having a good time.
Absolutely. I got a great story.
One thing about the Blackthorn is the party always goes on.
That's true.
The party
Yeah.
always goes on.
Well, I got a great story about when I went up there. They had the spaghetti wrestling going on. Okay, so you go in the inside bar. They had the spaghetti thing set up, and all the girls were wrestling in there. And the funniest thing is, everybody's standing around watching them, and there's security guards there. Some drunk guy decides it would be a funny thing if he ran as hard as he could and tackled a security guard into the spaghetti. Now, this guy
Bad move.
was a whole nother level of mad. This was the best thing I ever saw. I got it on video, actually. I do have that on video. I'm going to put it on YouTube. I'll put it on our channel.
That's one of those things that are funny later on, but probably not at the time.
Not at the time.
He wasn't happy. I'll put that on our YouTube page. But, Blackthorn's such a great event. You got the biker build-off going on up there, right? All weekend long, they have all the biker builders. And at the end of the week, they judge the best bike. It's an awesome event. If you're a biker and you live in New York, it is a must go to. Am I right, Margaret?
Yeah.
I mean, the Catskill Mountain Thunder is definitely a must go to. And then they have other events there. They have the spring ride. You go to CatskillMountainThunder.com or to BlackthornResort.com, and you can check out all the stuff they got going on. I literally just got the magazines today. I did a story for CT Cruise News magazine.
Oh, nice. Good for you, LJ.
I did it on the 25 years of Catskill Mountain Thunder.
Wow.
And it came out really good. They actually gave us 4 pages. We had a spot on the cover, and I'm really happy about it. I literally just picked it up. I had to pick it up in the post office because they sent me over 100 copies. And I'm going to bring it with me to the winter barbecue, so I have copies to hand out to a bunch of people.
Make sure you autograph them. You never know.
You never know.
Your autograph could be worth big bucks someday. But I remember
probably after I'm dead.
they're such a good resort. I remember quite a few years ago. Well, I don't know how long ago, but you probably would remember that they had a horrible fire there.
Oh yeah, remember that?
Yes. I wrote about that. Actually.
You did.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was going to ask you.
That was 2010. Yeah. 2010.
So, and I actually was on my way up there for an event, and I think somebody texted me and said, just turn around and head home because it's on fire right now. I went, what?
Yeah, that's bad.
I'm like, oh my
goodness. The whole thing too about that is that's why I always call it the legendary Blackthorn Resort. Everything I put it on, I put the legendary because of that night.
Right.
There was so many things that happened. I mean, this family was devastated.
Yeah.
It was devastated. I mean, this building, held a lot of sentimental value to them.
Sure.
It was beautiful. It was this old, beautiful building and all that. And, they lost everything. And, like the brothers have told me, it's like they didn't know what to do. They were like, do we continue? Do we close this event down? Do we stop? And, they decided, they said, you know what? They said, we got to keep it going. We got to just keep going. And the band went on stage. It was 38 Special, went on stage that night. And I remember sitting there watching 38 Special. I mean, the building behind me in rubbles, it was just a rubble, just a smoldering pile of rubbles. And the party went on. I mean, but while the fire was going on, I mean, there was fire motorcycle clubs, there were fire departments,
Right.
Yeah.
And they were in there helping the firemen get the fire out. People were pulling bikes out. They have a lot of animals around the Black
Oh, I can imagine,
and stuff like that. And so people are like running over and cutting the fences so the animals can get out so they don't get burned up and all that. So, I mean, if everybody hadn't come together the way they did, it could have been a lot worse. There was no fatalities and all that. There was
Thank
just
God.
property damage, which you got to be happy about that. And the party never ended. I mean, to me, it just says a lot about the character of the Handel family.
Yeah, the Handel family, yeah.
Yeah, because it just would have been, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to think I have that kind of strength, but if my house burnt down,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I'd be in the mood to have a party. I really don't.
Well,
But they did it for the people. So.
and that's great about them. And you know what? That event is getting bigger every year. I look at that event like, it's like almost like an Americade. It's a big event. They have everything a major event has. The Burnout Pit alone is the most awesome burnout pit I've ever seen. That the bike raises up. How far in the air? Go about 20 feet in the air, you think?
Yeah, but that's
I'm not even sure. Yeah.
Yeah, with the fire.
You can't even call it a pit, really, because it's a cage and it's an elevated cage. It raises you up high. So, for all the people that used to stand behind, the burnout pits or above the burnout pits,
below it.
Down in Florida, now you're below it. So now you're getting all the rubber on you.
That's right.
So, but it's cool to watch with the lights flashing and everything.
The fire shooting out of the top.
It's crazy.
I think it's a little bit more safe.
Thing I got to mention is that with the Blackthorn is that there are a lot of runs. I mean, the Blackthorn puts on a lot of runs too, but there are a lot of runs that start out of there.
Right.
And this area is just one of the greatest areas just for rides. I mean, it really is. In the summertime, it's just so beautiful. And one of the big things I think I mentioned to you before in the past is the guy Razor Cohn, he started a ride called the Cat's Tail. It's 25 miles. And like the Tail of the Dragon focuses on 11 miles, and I think it's 100-something curves and all that.
Uh-huh.
This kind of more focuses on, I've only been on it once, but it focuses on the beauty of the area. There's a stop in the middle, and you just feel like you're at some like Sound of Music or some old, you're on top of these mountains and looking around, and it's just beautiful. So anybody who's looking for a ride, I mean, you can stay at the Blackthorn. You can do that ride during the day, and there's just so many other. There's books up here. They're literally like you go to these tourist sites. I know they have them at Blackthorn too, where it's just maps of different rides that people have put together, so you can do by yourself.
Right.
There's also a lot of organized rides too, like where people take everybody around because it's only the locals know the secret spots. I mean,
I'm sure.
There's Catterskill Falls, which I take a lot of people on over in Haynes Falls.
Right.
If you get a chance, there's people go by it on 23B.
Right.
Up here, there's a falls. But if you go back into the back roads, there's actually an overlook you can stand on. It's about a quarter-mile hike. You got to do it on foot. And then there's this overlook.
Well, hold on one second. Hold on one second, LJ. We are speaking with LJ James, and we'll be right back after these messages.
City workers are struggling, and their union's been letting them down for years. But thanks to a U.S. Supreme Court ruling, civil service workers now have a choice. I can stop my dues and get better protection and benefits for less than I'm paying the union. Go to stopmydues.com to find out more.
For commercial office printers, copiers, document cloud-based solutions, and with over 50 years of service, the choice is clear. Northeastern Office Equipment. Get a free, no-obligation quote. Visit northeasternoffice.com. Stop by First Manufacturing Company at 389 West Sunrise Highway in Freeport, New York. They have the largest selection of motorcycle accessories, apparel, and fashion leather goods on Long Island. Use the promo code RADIO and receive 20% off your in-store or online order. Visit firstmfg.com.
All right, we are back. I am Johnny Rizzo. I am with Mama Dukes. You're listening to Motorcycle Mayhem Radio on WOR710 AM and iHeartRadio. We have LJ James on the phone with us. So I'm sorry for interrupting you before, LJ. Can you please continue?
All right. Well, I was talking about like the different tourist areas. You got Catterskill Falls, but you're up here riding around. That's a beautiful place to go. There are fire towers. There are just so many places up here that are really, I mean, I say all the time, it's like each time I turn down a different road, it just seems like that road's better than the last.
I bet.
Yeah, and you had mentioned earlier about Haynes Falls and the viewing. Didn't they just finish a viewing platform or something? They built something new recently, so it could.
In the past couple of years, they've built. I mean, I moved up here in 2016, and I started exploring. When I was bored and all that. And now there's a bridge over there in Haynes Falls by the overlook and all that. You can walk that. There's trails, but the overlook is just beautiful. I take everybody who comes up here. That's one of the first places I take them. And there's a lot of great stuff right in that area too. There's a burger joint I like to go to, Mama's Boy Burgers. It's a really good place. A little expensive, but not bad,
Sweet.
And then, like I said, but there's just so much to do. There's like flea markets, and if you like to do that whole tourist thing like I do,
I think, Mama, I think he's working with Jim Barr against me, talking to me about these burger places.
Yeah, he's not. No, he's definitely
Listen,
not.
man, I'm a foodie, man. I'm a foodie. But
He's
I
a
do love
foodie.
Jim Barr too, man. He's a great guy. Jim Barr's a great guy.
Absolutely.
But I'm a foodie, man. I tell people, I know all the good food places.
Yeah, well, that's good. So I know all the good food places down here. You know all the good food places up there. I think we're going to make a great team, LJ. What do you think?
But listen, I got some big news too, man, about the winter barbecue.
Okay.
I just found out yesterday that the infamous Johnny Rizzo is coming up to the winter barbecue.
I will be there. I'm coming up.
I don't know who that is.
We're excited, man. I told my guys and all that. Everybody's excited, man.
I'm excited to come. I'm looking forward to this. When you say hot dogs, hamburgers, it's like, all right, I'm there. I mean, you know what I mean? No.
Hide all the food and the women.
I'm really looking forward to coming up. We might have Chris
Lock up
Beckins
your
coming with us.
daughters.
I'm trying to get some of the guys from the show to come up. Margaret might come up.
What do you mean, guys?
Chris, those guys.
Mama Dukes.
What about me? Hello.
I just said we're trying to get Margaret to come up, Mama Dukes to come up.
We'll see. We'll see. I'll see if I can get the Mountain Man to make a day trip. Maybe we'll be up in Margaretville, and then we can scoot over that way and come home.
There you go, because it's a Sunday. It's going to be a great time, a great day, a great barbecue with great people at a great event.
On February 5th.
On February 5th, it's a Sunday.
Right.
From 1 to 6. But the party up there is always going on.
Get there a couple days earlier so you can do all the touring, even in your car. It's still beautiful.
Take Monday off of work.
I'm going to definitely try. You know what? I might try to do that. But listen, hey, we're sitting here with LJ James. We're talking about the winter barbecue up in Blackthorn. And we'll be right back after these messages. Margaret.
Pow.
Hey, right back.
Riding a motorcycle is freedom to do what you want, where you want. Should you get hurt, No Fault doesn't provide the same benefits an auto policy does. Combined Insurance at Chubb Company can provide emergency cash on top of your coverage for $15 a month. Call Bill Adams at 631-463-8981.
Civil service workers, did you know that back in 2018, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that you're constitutionally protected to opt out of your union? You keep your job, your hours, and benefits, and you don't have to pay overpriced union dues. Now there's a choice. Go to stopmydues.com to find out more.
Okay, Mama Dukes, what's up? I am with Johnny.
No, keep that in. Do not cut it out. I want to know what.
I am with Johnny Rizzo.
You are Johnny Rizzo. You are the Johnny the Steaks Rizzo. And we are back, or you are back, listening to us on WOR710 AM.
Again.
The voice of New York.
Thank you.
And I didn't say New York.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's my thing. That's my
and
my
LJ is still hanging with us. I don't even know why, but he is.
Yeah, he loves us.
He does.
Okay, so I am with Mama Dukes.
Absolutely.
And LJ James. I am Johnny Rizzo. This is Motorcycle Mayhem Radio. So LJ, continue your awesome what you're talking about.
What we were talking about all the different, or LJ was about all the different beautiful sights to see in upstate New York.
Yeah, plenty of it.
And
there really is. I mean, it really is. I know I had some friends who would come up here, and like I said, I'm the type of guy, not to get Johnny hungry over here, but I'm the type of guy, I'll look for a good hamburger place or a good hot dog place or something like that. Hop on the bikes and go for a ride. There's actually a place in Schenectady. Is it Schenectady? Yeah, I think Schenectady or whatever it is over that way, called Jumpin' Jacks. They got a burger place on the water.
Oh,
really
nice.
good burgers. Reminds me of All American. Not as good as All American hamburgers in Massapequa, but reminds me of them. But they got like the canal there, and in the summertime they do like the skiing. The water skiing. They do stunts and all that. So you eat your burger and you watch these guys do stunts.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
now,
stuff.
is that area near? We took a back road one time, like 9 on. We took 9W, I think, like the Bear Mountain back road way, and we ended up in some canal area, and they had all these places where you could hang out, fresh seafood. I don't know where we were, but all I know is I want to get lost there again, because we were trying to go to Bear Mountain and we ended up taking 9.
Oh, that's beautiful. Take 9.
Yeah, there's so many 9s. There's like 9W, 9E, 9A. There's so many Route 9s, but if you have the Hudson River up here,
That's
too, and
what
there's
it
a lot
was.
of places along the Hudson River to stop at and eat. I mean, guys, you can do it on the bikes or you can do it on a boat. I mean, it's just all these awesome restaurants.
And there's a place up there, Waterfalls too, I believe, right? That has huge waterfalls. What is that? Clifton Heights, maybe, or something like that.
Maybe I'm not familiar. There are a lot of waterfalls up here, though. That's another thing that we do is like we'll look for waterfalls, and a lot of girls I used to have that used to come up here, and they always loved the waterfalls. So take them to these different places. I like waterfalls too.
Oh yeah, they're awesome. Yeah, why not?
I'm usually I like to find the hamburger places, or we'll go find like a cool bike shop or something like that. I collect those little coins and all that.
Yeah.
A lot of the bike shops do those poker chips nowadays.
Absolutely. Well, LJ, we're gonna take you over to our iHeart now. So I am Johnny Rizzo, and I'm with Mama Dukes, and we are Motorcycle Mayhem Radio. So, Mom, you ready to go over?
Yes, let's get there.
All right. So check out the full show on iHeart Radio. Thank you for listening on WOR710 AM. We out.
There are so many ways to TGIF. Date night or late night, make it a great night. How you Fridays is up to you. How much fun you have. Let us take care of that. Introducing Happy Every Hour. All day, every day drink specials. Only at Fridays.
All right. Welcome to the iHeart podcast. We are Motorcycle Mayhem Radio. I am Johnny Rizzo. I am with Mama Dukes, and we have the great LJ James on the phone with us, who's
Great LJ James. I like that.
Who's not shy at a microphone at all. He's been in this community for a long time. So, LJ, there's some great riding upstate, and we were talking about waterfalls and stuff. I can't remember where we went, but when I was part of the Miracle Mile Hogs, we took a ride up Route 9 somewhere, and there were these beautiful waterfalls. Yeah. It was absolutely gorgeous up there. And that's the best thing about being a biker. LJ, am I right? You go out.
Oh, absolutely.
If you want to go to a burger place that's 200 miles away, you make it a ride, and you get there and you have your burger, right? That's awesome. Awesome stuff.
I went on a ride this summer. We went to this place called, and I forget exactly, I forget the town it was in, but it's Brooks Barbecue. It's barbecue chicken.
Okay.
And it was like, the ride was like, we went all over the place. I mean, we stopped at different places and all that. There's actually a biker bar up here, Broken Spoke, and we went there. And but we stopped at that Brooks Barbecue, and I forget exactly the town it's in. People get to look it up. You look up Brooks Barbecue, upstate New York, you'll find it. But man, what a great place that was! What a meal! I mean, it was one of those things where I was barely able to ride afterwards because I needed a nap after eating all that food.
It's like Thanksgiving.
It was so good, man. But we wound up riding, and we went over to the Broken Spoke, where we hung out over there, and it was just one of those days where it was just a perfect ride. It was just, every once in a while, those rides where you go out with a bunch of friends, there's probably about 20 or 30 of us, and we just went, and we're not riding. And it was just some of the most beautiful areas and all that.
Absolutely.
So
it really was.
With riding and all of that in upstate, because, I'm not up there full time yet, I'm sure. But I don't know if you heard what laws were passed, because you were from Long Island, so Suffolk County. So they just passed legislation to help, for whatever reason, to help with the illegal ATV and dirt bike riders that are riding on public roads. Now, my biggest argument is that, we have so many people, even in, out on Long Island, where it's supposed to be, the suburbs and quiet. It's bullshit, really. There's really no such thing anymore, pretty much. But they increased the fines for if you're caught riding an ATV or a dirt bike that is, and the term is illegal, the first offense is $1,000. The second offense is $3,000. And the third offense is $7,500.
Wow,
Can you imagine? Wow. So now
it's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, and most of the people that are riding the bikes are teenagers or kids. So it's coming out of the parents' pockets. But sadly, on Long Island, we're losing open space for recreational vehicles. Now, do you have that kind of issue upstate, or it's pretty much, I'm sure the laws are a lot different in every city or town that you go to, but You know, the ATVs.
I have experience with the top. It's ironic because you bring it up. Is that I remember back. I left Long Island and moved back a few times in my life, and I remember back in late 1999, early 2000, we had the same issue where there was just down there. They were cracking down on the recreational vehicles on the road. And it was because there was really no place to ride. And I think you mentioned earlier, we were talking that, that a lot of places are gone, that they had a few places for people to ride down there, and now they're gone again. And, these people got spending a lot of money on these ATVs. And obviously, you shouldn't ride them on the road, I guess, because it is dangerous and it's illegal. I mean,
right. Recklessly on the road. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I mean, we've all had, dirt bikes in the woods and, and rode around the neighborhood and stuff. But there were a lot less cars. There were a lot less houses, a lot less.
It's a lot different now. A lot more populated now.
A lot less people complaining about it. Well,
I would at least hope that if they're finding people that ridiculous amount of money for riding these, recreational vehicles on the road, the ATVs and all that they would at least take that money and put it into getting more places for these people to ride.
Yeah.
Right.
If they're finding people and then taking that money and putting it in the pockets of for overtime to harass more people, that's wrong. But if they take that money and say, okay, we're going to invest this money, it is illegal to ride them on the roads. They're going to fine you, but the money is all going to go to getting more. There's still plenty of land on Long Island where
there is.
Absolutely,
something like that for people to ride. But I hate when they do stuff like that and they use the money for other things that have nothing to do with the issue.
Yeah,
we need to find out where that money's going.
Solve the problem.
Yeah, solve the problem.
Exactly.
But people can take their ATVs and their dirt bikes and they can go upstate, where you are at, I'm sure there are plenty of places upstate to visit.
Well, it's funny because I live, I have 6.5 acres where I live now, and I can hear there's a track. I've never been to it. Like I said, I'm not an ATV guy. I'm not a recreational vehicle dirt bike guy. I'm a road riding guy. But I can hear it. In the summertime, I hear it. I mean, it's a couple miles away, and you hear the people making it and all that, and they got the tracks over here and everything, and there's roads up here. I mean, it's different because it's not roads, but there's trails. There's trails up here. And, in the wintertime, they're on the snowmobiles riding the trails. And in the summertime, they're on the dirt bikes and the ATVs riding the trails.
Right.
So it is different because when you've got, all this land like they do up here, it's not an issue. And the one thing I will say is, and it's surprising, people who know me, knew me years ago, I've never been a huge fan of, law enforcement. I've never been against law enforcement, but they harassed me a lot when I was younger. But the police up here, probably well-deserved. By the time I didn't think so, but I'm sure it was well-deserved. But up here, it's just so funny because the police are so friendly. I mean, I'll see them at the gas station and they'll say, hey, how you doing and all that. And then it's funny because I had the one time the guy pulled me over and I said, hey, how you doing? I was just talking to you at the gas station a couple of weeks ago. And he's like, oh, yeah, how you doing? And, he could have given me a ticket. I mean, I had a loud muffler and all that. And he just said, hey, listen, get your muffler fixed. And he kind of laughed and all that. But it's different up here. It's very different up here. Whereas the police actually do the protecting and serving like they're supposed to.
Right.
As opposed to, I remember Long Island, I just felt like these police officers were pulling me over, not because I did something wrong, just to look for something I may have done wrong. So I'm not saying all of them did, but the majority of them, I felt that way.
That's what happens a lot. Yeah. But you know what? If you're doing the right thing now, and I never have a problem with the police, because I don't do the wrong thing. I don't think I do. I think I did the right thing. But yeah, but you have all those trails up there. You got a lot of land up there for these guys to ride their quads and dirt bikes. I once had property up in Windham, New York. So I wanted to buy myself, I wanted to buy myself a quad. So I ended up buying a Raptor 660. Not good for up there. It was a racing quad. I had no idea at the time. I bought it brand new. Never used it because it's not good for, it's good for a track to race.
Right.
But to go in the woods with it and try to climb mountains with it, it ain't good.
No.
But it was all right.
You need like a big old pickup truck. Do you know that when you do that, when you do four-wheeling,
right,
it's not about speed?
Oh, I know.
Okay,
yeah.
you are aware
I'm
of that.
aware
right?
of that motor.
All right, I'm just making
I know
sure.
I can't build you a motor or nothing like that, but I am aware of some things,
Okay.
all right?
Well, speaking of motors, Harley Davidson came out with their new 120th anniversary edition motorcycles.
And I love the color. I think the color, I love it.
Well, there's only one bike color I like, and that's the red and black one with the eagle
Yep.
on it.
Yep.
I don't. LJ, have you seen the new bikes that are out?
I really haven't seen them yet. I know I've heard from a few people. I have my bike. I'm more of a rat bike kind of guy. I've got my bike. I got the 2007 Harley Night Train.
Right.
I've always been more of black flat black paint. A little dirt on it. I have the old saying: if it's nice enough to wash my bike, I'm going to be out riding it.
See, there you go.
And if it needs to be washed, I just ride it really fast in the rain. So
there you go.
That's the way to do it, because that whole bike, that Night Train bike, they made that purposely. It's all, a lot of this stuff is powder coated, right? Black on there. There's no chrome whatsoever, from what I remember with that bike, right?
My bike, it's no chrome. It's all like flat black. They call it a black denim.
Black denim.
And it's got the pipes got kind of chromy, but at least they were before when I first got it.
Right.
But it's a great. I love the bike. I mean, when I got it back in 2007, it has the drag bars and all that, and it's great for Long Island. Let's just say that, because in Long Island you kind of got to weave in and out of the traffic.
Right.
Up here and all that, I still love it. But up here, the rides are longer. So when you're on a ride, which is around 200 miles or 300, 400 miles, leaning over a little bit with the drag bars is not as comfortable. So
No.
I know I keep debating whether or not I want to change the bars and all that, but it's hard because I love the bike. I love the bike the way it is. But
well, don't they have like quick release handlebars? Like maybe you could do like 13 over or something instead of the drag bars, and then you can just like pop them in and out like they do at windshields. Don't they have some kind of setup like that for long rides? Could you do that or no?
I don't know about changing my handlebars.
I have no idea. I have no idea if there's anything like that.
Okay.
I do, but what I'm thinking about is, like I said, I'm hoping in the near future to make a little bit more money and be able to buy a secondary bike, something that's more comfortable for long trips, because I still have the dream, even though my body's not what it was, I still have the dream of riding cross country. I really like to do Route 66 one day.
Absolutely. So, hey, guys, I am Johnny Rizzo. I am with Mama Dukes. This is Motorcycle Mayhem Radio. We'll be right back after these messages.
Civil service workers, did you know that back in 2018, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that you're constitutionally protected to opt out of your union? You keep your job, your hours, and benefits, and you don't have to pay overpriced union dues. Now there's a choice. Go to stopmydues.com to find out more.
Long Island has some of the world's most aggressive drivers. I'm Motorcycle Mike, your personal injury attorney. When someone causes an accident resulting in injury or even death, you have a right to sue. I've helped out many Long Islanders in their fight for what they deserve. Motorcycle Mike, always on your side and always there for you.
Call 631-293-2300. Visit motorcyclemikeesq.com.
For commercial office printers, copiers, document cloud-based solutions, and with over 50 years of service, the choice is clear. Northeastern Office Equipment. Get a free, no-obligation quote. Visit northeasternoffice.com.
All right, we're back. So, LJ, tell me about a ride that you love doing up there, or down here, or anywhere in the country.
Well, I mean, I'm a little biased when you want to talk about stuff like that, because I do I have the ride I've been doing for years, the Forget Work, Let's Ride Day.
Oh, yeah, that was yours. That's right.
I mean, I know Scott's doing it down there. There's, I believe, one starting in Florida. I know there's one, I believe they're still doing it in California, but every year I get messages from people saying, hey, we did a ride over here, groups of 3, groups of 50, and all over the country I hear from people, which is awesome. So
that's awesome.
If anybody, in any area around the country and they want to just look up Forget Work, Let's Ride Day, contact me. And, you don't even have to contact me. If you want to do it, just do it. It's the last Wednesday in June every year.
Right.
And it's just, you take the day off of work and you go out riding.
Yeah, Scott's doing a great job at that too. I know we had a big turnout last year. This year, well, last year he did, yeah. So, and for me, I can never make it to those things because my other job, I'm always can't get off that day, and that's a horrible thing. But yeah, so how'd you get involved with that?
Well, that's basically I got a DWI back in 2008. Okay, I was out, and like I said, I'm very much against drinking and driving or drinking and riding or anything like that. But I was in my car that night. I had stopped to see a friend. He was at a bar. I had a beer with him, and I was getting ready to leave. And I saw somebody I knew, and they talked me to doing a shot with them. So I did a shot or two, and then I had another beer. Before you know it, I must have had but I didn't think I was drunk. And that's the whole thing I've said with drinking. It's nowadays because that's why I don't do it at all anymore. If I'm driving or riding, I don't drink.
Right.
Because
me neither.
You got to do the math. I had a hamburger. I had one beer. It's been an hour and a half. Can I ride now? Can I not? So I just don't bother. I don't do it. Not just because I don't want the tickets. I don't want to kill myself or anybody else.
Right.
It was a really serious thing. But I wound up going through all this stuff and all that. And at the end of it, I lost my license for 90 days.
Oh, that's the worst.
So I wound up, So, I mean, I didn't. I had a friend of mine tell me, he said, don't drive, don't ride the bike. Just go the 90 days. And the last day was, I got my license back, was the last Wednesday in June of, I think it was 2010. Yeah, 2010, I believe it was. And I got back to where I was staying and all that, and my friend was there, and he had his bike there, and he goes, "Oh, we're going out riding?" And I go, "No, I got to go to work." And he goes, "No, I'm going to go out riding." And I go, "I got to go to work." And he said something that sounds real similar to "forget work, let's ride."
Oh, okay.
So I said, "Okay, let's go out for a little bit." I haven't been able to ride and all that, so I haven't. So let's go out riding. And we wound up going, and we hit this one area, and he said, "If you go left, you can be back at your job in a half hour. If we go right, we're going out to Montauk."
No, there you go.
All right. And we went right. And we just had the greatest day. It was like the perfect day of riding. I love that. So what happened, unfortunately, a couple of months later, it happens all too often. He was killed riding his motorcycle.
Oh, sorry.
He was killed. There was an accident. And after I kept thinking of a way to honor him, like something, a way to honor it. And I started talking to people, and people, I kept talking about how I'm so glad I went that day and I didn't go just to work, that we did go out riding together. And I always have that memory. And I believe someone mentioned it, said, "You know what, you should use that and just to honor him." And I was like, and then came up with the Forget Work, Let's Ride Day. We did it the following year, and we've been doing it ever since. I believe it's going to be the 14th or 15th day. I do count the first year as the official start of it. The first year, 2010, when we went out riding, I always consider that the first year, even though, it wasn't. It became, and I declared it, a national holiday. I always
That's
say
awesome.
It's a national holiday. So.
And Scott's doing a great job now, with it. And we hope that grows too. But I want to thank you for jumping on the show with us today, man. Awesome conversation with you. And I'm looking forward to February 5th. I myself, Johnny Rizzo, and maybe Mama Dukes, and some of the other members of Motorcycle Mayhem Radio will be at the Blackthorn Resort for the winter barbecue. And that's going to be from 1 to 6, right up at Blackthorn. And I hope I see everybody up there.
1 to 6. Yep, East Thorne, New York. And, you just type in Winter Barbecue, Red Barn Riders RC. Like I said, we are a charity RC, and we do a lot of things for the community. This is to help us raise money so we can do more and more things to help out people in our area.
Awesome stuff, man. LJ, you have yourself a great day, and I'm looking forward to doing more stuff with you. And we'll talk to you real soon, all right?
All right, take care, everybody. Be well.
Take care now.
Bye, LJ.
Bye-bye.
All right, LJ James, man, great guy, right?
Yeah, that was a great talk.
Yeah,
I like catching up with. I haven't seen him in such a long time, so I just may actually just go up there.
Come on up. I'll be there.
It's been a while.
I'll be the guy eating the hot dog up there.
I'm just gonna pretend I don't know you.
You can't.
I'm
I'll be
sorry.
Like, Mama, over here.
No, who?
Civil service workers. Did you know that back in 2018, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that you're constitutionally protected to opt out of your union? You keep your job, your hours, and benefits, and you don't have to pay overpriced union dues. Now there's a choice. Go to stopmydues.com to find out more.
Micro DOT helmets weigh less than a bottle of water and are the lightest DOT-approved helmets on the market, available in a variety of styles. Keep your head safe with a lightweight DOT-approved helmet. Visit microdothelmets.com. Stop by First Manufacturing Company at 389 West Sunrise Highway in Freeport, New York. They have the largest selection of motorcycle accessories, apparel, and fashion leather goods on Long Island. Use the promo code RADIO and receive 20% off your in-store or online order. Visit firstmfg.com.
What do you think about the Harley-Davidson Road Glide trike?
Oh, I didn't see that. Wait a minute.
It's insane. I mean, that's my bike. I love the Road Glide, and I think that's the best ride I ever had. I don't know. I don't know if anyone agrees with me, because I went from a fat boy to a Road Glide, and just the fairing that is attached to the frame, not to the handlebars. It was a big difference from when you get the street glides. But I don't know how much of a different of a ride that would be on a trike, though. I think it would be an awesome ride. What do you think, Margret?
I don't know. It might be. I want to check out this motorcycle. I'm Googling it right now while we're recording a show.
Yeah.
So what is it? It's the 120th anniversary edition.
The 120th anniversary edition Road Glide trike. Now, if you want to go check one out, I would go to Harley-Davidson of Nassau County in Belmont, New York, and jump aboard. I mean, I that might be that's my retirement bike right there.
Okay.
Even though I'm kind of young, I'm only 18 years old. I mean, all right.
And dog years, maybe.
dog years, I'd be like 300.
I think you're dead. Just saying. I don't know. I don't see any pictures. It's not even showing me this. I'm very upset with Google.
Well, if you go on Google and put Road Glide trike, it'll come up.
Oh, it's a CVO.
Yeah.
Tri-Glide, they call it.
That is a beautiful bike. It looks weird as a trike, though.
No. You know what? I've seen some motorcycles that have done conversions.
Right.
I personally like the old school Survey cars. Okay. It's a trike, and it's got,
I know you're talking about.
like the old Good Humor ice cream car I used to drive around.
Like the Monster car almost.
No. Where are you getting the Monster car from?
I'm talking about the body. I know what you're talking about.
No, you're not. You don't know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
No, but they do make conversion kits that you can, for people who get older that still want to ride or maybe have some disabilities. You can still ride. They make it accessible for everyone. They can even convert, so it goes to automatic. They have conversion kits and stuff like that. But, I don't know. I like the trike. It looks like the part where I sit, because I'm so tall. I'm going to get slapped in the face with wind and birds and bugs and just eat all that. Like the windshield is going to mean diddly-do for me. So, I have to, keep that in mind. But, there are people that do ride the trikes. They do ride the spider bikes, that have the two wheels in the front and the one in the back. But I got to tell you, people are not complaining about the handling of the two wheels in the front and the one in the back. It actually handles, they say, better and tighter.
I would think it's more like a go-kart turning with that. I would
sort of,
I don't know.
but you could probably, it's like driving a bike with a sidecar. You're more easily able to tip it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever rode one of those? A bike with a sidecar?
Yeah, I was in a sidecar.
Really?
A lot of fun.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Not fun when the floorboards start falling out and your feet you could see the road under your feet. It was a very old motorcycle. So
it turned into the Fred Flintstone mobile.
I was hanging on for dear life, hoping that I felt like I was in a Little Rascals movie where the sidecar's going to separate.
Oh, my God.
Woo, I'm going down the street and they're, woo, bring me back in again. Yeah, no.
All right. So, Mama Duke, let's just tell everybody who hasn't heard this show yet a little bit about what we are and what we do. We are Motorcycle Mayhem Radio. I'm not going to build you a motorcycle. I can't build you a motorcycle. Mama probably knows more about the motors than I. You know what? I'm not going to say probably. Mama does know more about the motors. I know more about the lifestyle as far as going to the events. I've been to I can't say the word, but a lot of them.
Right.
All right. I've been to a ton of them. And I love going and, checking out that lifestyle, enjoying Daytona, the Strip, Main Street, stuff like that is awesome. So we like to hear about your experiences about them as well. If you have a story you would like to share with us, you can call, what's our number? 877-917-5263. That's our phone that's in our studio. It won't be a live call. You can leave a message from about 1 to 3 minutes long. If you have something you'd like to share with us, let us know there, and we can bring it on the show here. Okay? Or check out our Monday night show on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, or subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Just go to our website, please.
Yes, go to our website, motorcyclemayhemradio.com.
I keep telling him, simplify, shorten it, save like 5-10 seconds.
Now, there's one thing I do want to put out there that people may not realize. We have our own podcast, Motorcycle Mayhem Radio. But to hear this show, you got to go on Motorcycle Mayhem Radio show to hear it. So make sure you check that out. Both of those links will be on our website as well. So,
so that you're giving me more work to do now?
Yes. Your mama takes care of the website. So if there's anything wrong with it,
yell at me. But actually, no. The links to go to are right on our website. So it's very easy to find us anywhere in the interwebs. It's not bad.
Yeah. No, you did a great job with it.
I try.
I do.
City workers are struggling, and their union's been letting them down for years. But thanks to a U.S. Supreme Court ruling, civil service workers now have a choice. I can stop my dues and get better protection and benefits for less than I'm paying the union. Go to stopmydues.com to find out more.
Long Island has some of the world's most aggressive drivers. I am Motorcycle Mike, your personal injury attorney. When someone causes an accident resulting in injury or even death, you have a right to sue. I've helped out many Long Islanders in their fight for what they deserve. Motorcycle Mike, always on your side and always there for you.
Call 631-293-2300. Visit motorcyclemikeesq.com.
Riding a motorcycle is freedom to do what you want, where you want. Should you get hurt, No Fault doesn't provide the same benefits an auto policy does. Combined Insurance at Chubb Company can provide emergency cash on top of your coverage for $15 a month. Call Bill Adams at 631-463-8981.
So I'm really looking forward to this barbecue. I think it's going to be a great day.
We're not changing the subject yet? We got like 8 minutes left here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something.
What you like talking about, Margret?
I don't really know. Let's see. Okay, so let's talk about, this is something very important.
Yeah.
Because we had this conversation the other day about, we were talking about your road trip back and we were talking about distracted driving. So it is the winter time, and for those of us, well, it's not really been a true winter because there are motorcycles out there. It hasn't been freezing cold. We haven't got hit with a lot of snow. So people are taking advantage and riding, their motorcycles all year round. But I do know a lot of people that are strictly, 60 degrees and above riding, me included, because, I'm always cold.
Yep.
So what a lot of people tend to do, which they shouldn't do, is when they take their bikes off the road for, quote, the winter, they cancel their insurance.
Yeah.
Now, you can do that on motorcycles. You can't do that on cars. You get in a lot of trouble and you lose your license and stuff like that. But with motorcycles, this is a different story. And I've always professed this because of where I work. I work for you. Everybody knows my day job by now. I work for Motorcycle Mike.
Yep.
So he gives talks and speeches, and that's one of the things he likes to talk about to motorcycle riding groups is never cancel your insurance, number one, because you get that 65, 70 degree Indian summer type day. And if you ride, you're like, oh, this is a perfect day to go riding.
Right.
Never thinking that you don't have insurance. Well, now there could be a problem with that if, God forbid, something should happen.
Right.
And what people also need to know is, and this goes for your automobile vehicles too.
Sure.
Or, the cages or whatever, whatever slang term you want to use. Make sure you have enough supplementary underinsured motorist coverage. That's extremely important, especially when you ride a motorcycle in New York State.
Mm-hmm.
Because in New York State, you do not have the luxury of, if you call it that, you don't have no fault insurance. You're not covered. Zippo, nada, zilch.
Right.
So I would totally recommend everybody just go over their insurance policies on their cars and their bikes and just increase the UI or the sum insurance part of your policy.
There you go.
And don't listen to your insurance agencies. Just do it.
Yep.
You'll be thankful that you did.
And then when you're looking for insurance, go to Cold Stand Insurance.
That's right.
Check them out. Google Cold Stand Insurance and get your quote today. Well, Mama, it was a great show. I want to thank LJ James for calling in tonight. And thank you, Mama.
Oh, yeah, sure. Not a problem.
for everything you do. We are Motorcycle Mayhem Radio. You can catch us here right now, right here at Saturday nights at midnight into Sunday, and the podcast on iHeartRadio. Check it out, and check out our website at motorcyclemayhemradio.com. And everybody have a safe, great week, and we will see you next week. Good night, everybody. We love you. Good night, Mama.
Good night, Johnny.